Hi, this is Buffyfest, and we're here at New York Comic Con with Scott Allie from Dark Horse Comics. Hi, Scott.
Hi.
So here we are again in New York.
Yeah, this show is so much busier than it's ever been. It's crazy today.
But it's not as much fanfare as your 20th time at San Diego this year.
That's true.
All right, so we should just get right to it.
Yeah, do it, man.
Angel and Buffy, both comics at the same time every other week. Is this timeline, are you loving it, or is it totally stressing you out?
I love it, but it's a lot of work. You know, it's totally separate teams, so it's just like doing a Hellboy book and a Buffy book. You know, it's not more work for the individual books, but we've got a lot of books coming out right now. Sierra and I both have a tremendous workload, and it's a challenge. Coordinating the two books, you know, there is a certain continuity between the two of them, so there is a lot of coordination going on. Make sure that this thing that happens in Buffy makes sense with what happens in Angel 2 weeks later. There's some management.
Well, that leads me to my next question, which was, you've been saying, everyone's been bombarding you with crossover questions.
Right.
And you've been saying, you know, nothing big character-wise, but you just said in the panel that if something was late, it would really throw things off. Does that mean there's going to be like a big world event that's going to affect both cities or anything?
No, it is things like the revelations about what's going on with vampires. The way that gets revealed in one book influences the reading experience of the next book, and so if Buffy number 3 were to be 3 weeks late, it would really screw up Angel number 3.
So there's these little tidbits that go back and forth. No major crossovers, but that crosses
right.
over.
There will be some bigger things moving from book to book, but yeah, you won't. It could always change, but I don't think you'll ever see Buffy and Angel or Buffy and Faith in the same book.
Gotcha. Now, you said in Angel and Faith in the panel that there would be 2 5-series arcs, parallels taking place.
What I said, I think, was that there'll be 2 5-issue miniseries that are like, alongside Buffy and Angel and Faith.
Right.
So they're not necessarily spin-offs of Angel and Faith, but they're 2 supporting characters, 2 established characters from the bigger series that each get their 5-issue arc.
And you're not going to tell us who those characters are. Any other info about those, when they're going to take place?
One of them launches, I think, in June next year, and then the other one later.
Okay, so speaking of other characters, Joss called dibs on Illyria back at the Writers' Summit.
Yep.
Are you planning on bringing her in as her own storyline, or is she going to be part of the arc? Is she a one-shot?
She'll be part of one of the main arcs.
And do you know when that's going to be?
Yes, I do.
Nice. And also, same question, Harmony and Clem, are they going to be like a sort of standalone story or
That's
part
more
of the arc?
standalone and goofy. It's like a single issue thing, a lot like Harmony's role last season,
Right.
although it'll be one issue, but it won't impact the whole world.
It's
But
not a one-shot, but it's one...
yeah, her and Clem will be the total focus of Angel and Faith number 5, and then you may not hear from them again.
Nice. Okay, so Andrew Chambliss is the writer for season 9, that we know. But do you think you'll be writing any more this season?
I don't think so. Like, I might, but the focus is for Andrew to write as much of it as he's going to write. For Joss to pop in when Avengers is wrapped up, he'll probably pop in and do something. And then there's, I think, a 2-issue arc that Drew and Jane are going to do.
All right, nice.
So Buffy will be a little bit more broken up than Angel and Faith. Angel and Faith will just be Chris Gage for 25 issues.
Beginning to end.
Yeah.
Oh, it's me now. All right. But you don't think, because the thing has changed now because Joss is doing Avengers. And in addition to the editing that you do as usual with Sierra, do you feel like you're doing more with ideas on the book? Like, do you talk more with Andrew or with Chris about what's going on?
Yeah, Sierra and I are doing more of running the story than we did last time. Last time it really was all Joss's story that he revealed to us bit by bit. This time it's much more collaborative between Joss and the editors and the various writers. And Zach Whedon was in on the Writers' Summit, contributing ideas. I don't know that he'll write any of season 9 at all, but we all work together as a team to come up with a lot of the story, and a lot of ground was laid, in that meeting that Sierra and I are mainly in charge of maintaining.
Do you think there's going to be any opportunity for stuff like Tales of the Vampires or Tales of the Slayers during season 9?
I don't think we're going to wind up doing that. We could potentially, but but yeah, I don't think we'll drift that far from the prime characters.
So you and I talked yesterday about how you like to plan things as far in advance as you can. So Phil Noto came on to sort of be like that thing where Rebecca's like, okay, cool, I can get like a breathing room for a second. Are you planning out farther ahead? Do you have any other artists that you might like to bring in, like say like an issue 10 or an issue 15?
We are looking right now at figuring out which issues she needs fill-ins for, because Rebecca's really ridiculously fast. But you know, we are trying to plan ahead. We are specifically looking at issue 10 and whether or not we need a fill-in. But we're looking at her timeline and figuring that out.
Awesome. Do you have any idea of artists that you'd like to grab a hold of? Do you have any in mind? I mean, Phil Noto is fantastic, but there's a million artists I'd love to see on a Buffy or an Angel book.
Well, you tell me. Who? Name 500,000.
Back on yourself.
You're such a bastard. Well, you know that the guys that I wanted are the guys that we can't have. I want an Umbrella Academy kind of book. That's what I wanted all along. That was always my number one. I'm trying to think who else. I mean, I'd love to see Mignola do like one issue.
Mike doesn't feel that he can draw pretty girls, so he probably won't be doing that. He did do an Angel cover for us way back when.
So you announced that you went to dinner with an artist for the Serenity flip book. Can we get a hint? Do we know who's writing that thing?
Zach's going to be writing it. Zach's going to be writing that story, and we're working on the script right now. Yeah, but we're going to really want to make as big a deal of Free Comic Book Day as we can this year, and we really want to milk the announcement. So there's, besides Zach, who we've pretty much said is going to do any Serenity writing that we can think of in the near future. Besides that, we're going to use those announcements to really make it as much hay for Free Comic Book Day as possible.
So you don't know when the story is taking place, or you're not going to say yet? Is it possible that it's post-Serenity?
It is post-Serenity, yeah.
Will it have the main cast again?
It'll have everybody that's alive.
That's awesome. All right.
It'll be focused on Mal, but it'll have everybody in it.
Switching back to Angel and Faith, you said at the panel earlier that Giles being brought back from the dead, Angel's idea, is a bad idea. But you and I, we love Giles.
I love Giles.
How bad could it be?
How bad an idea was it to bring Joyce back from the dead?
Good answer.
Well, we never actually saw it.
Yeah, but I think you got the idea, right?
All right. So another big thing when you've done Q&As, there's been a lot of speculation, people asking whether or not Buffy might end up being pregnant. Now, I don't want to know if she is actually going to be pregnant, but
You've not seen that?
you haven't heard this one?
No, well, actually, yeah, somebody asked it in the Slay Alive Q&A, but has there been a lot of talk about that?
I feel like since then I've seen other people kind of be really interested in the idea. I don't want to ask if she is pregnant, but I would like to know what you think. If Buffy was a mother, do you think she'd be a good one?
I think there will come a time when Buffy is ready for motherhood. I would imagine, you know.
And one last question. I don't know how much you're talking with Joss right now, but has he let you see any of what he's been doing with the Avengers?
No. I mean, the time that we get with him is very focused on Buffy. So yeah, I mean, there are things I haven't seen anything from the Avengers certainly, but no, I know enough to be excited. But I haven't seen anything more than everybody else has.
Awesome. Well, that's it, man. Thank you as always.